Kip Company, the Kip Company, the Kip Company, the Kip Company Entertainment Talk Show.
Hello once again. Thank you so much for being here one more time at the Kip Company Entertainment Talk Show. I'm your host, Kip Evanson, coming to you from Orem, Utah. And guess what I have today on the Kip Company Entertainment Talk Show? Actual company. How's that for awesome? We have Skylar Geer here. What's up, Skylar? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. I appreciate you having me
Hey,
out.
dude, it is an honor and a pleasure, and I'm glad you're here. So, you are one of our awesome local country music artists. How long have you been doing this?
I would say probably 7, 8-ish years.
Nice.
That I kind of really started diving into it a couple years after high school. And I moved out to Nashville.
Oh, really? You lived in Nashville? Sweet.
Yeah, in 2015. I was out there for a little over 2 years, just kind of learning from other songwriters and artists.
Nice.
Because I pretty much, I had songs before I moved out there, but...
Now, did you move out there from here?
Yeah.
So you were born and raised?
Yeah,
you were
born and
here.
raised in
Okay.
Sandy.
In Sandy, cool.
Yep.
Right on. So you moved from Sandy to Tennessee, back to
Sandy.
You're in Sandy still.
Yeah.
I thought you were north for some reason. Cool. So
Yeah, and it was basically my schooling for 2 years. Learning a lot from everybody else.
That's
'Cause,
cool.
Like I said, I had songs, but you go out there and it's like everyone's gonna tell you, like, yeah, these suck.
Yep. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah,
I did the
so-
same thing with Colorado and had that same experience. Yeah.
I heard that a lot,
Yep.
and ended up, they all were nice about it though, so they all kind of helped me. move
Yeah, it's
forward,
constructive
and
criticism.
It put me where I am today. I mean, for me, I came home. It was more on the financial reasons, like living by myself, trying to work and trying to do music at the same time. It's rough. Most people would just say, well, get a roommate, idiot, And I'm like, in the 2 years I lived there was really only maybe 2 or 3 people I was comfortable enough with even asking to live with me. One of which was one of my mentors and songwriter friends, but he's married, he's 40, he's got kids. So obviously that's not going to work.
Exactly.
And then the other 2 were 2 young musicians. And they're like, one was living on campus at Belmont, and the other one was living with their parents. And they're like, well, I'm going to milk that as long as I can.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, well, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So,
But that sort of put a wrench in your living situation.
Yeah, a little bit, but I felt like I made enough connections, and I felt comfortable enough coming back home. And I've got a really good producer here who
Nice.
he did all his studying in Nashville, so I believe he's just as good as anybody out there. And so
I've heard awesome things about Nashville. That's been one of the places me and my wife want to go because, I mean, the music scene out there is just crazy. You went out there just to learn.
yeah,
So, I mean, that was just a pure pack up and go out and learn some new stuff in a new state.
yeah,
That's cool.
It's a great town. I mean, I made a lot of good friends, and a lot of them are still there. And I mean, I played on Broadway for a little while.
You did?
Yeah, there was
What'd you do on that?
There was a bar. I believe it was the Swingin' Door Saloon, if I remember right.
Nice.
And a buddy and I had like a 3-hour gig there every Sunday for a couple months. So it was really fun, but I figured out quickly that's not exactly what I wanted to do, because you're just playing covers, and
Oh, yeah.
it's a big issue down there where some of the places will let you do some originals, I guess.
But for the most part, they want people singing along.
They want,
and,
you got your
Been there.
tourists coming in, and it's like, they want to hear the songs that they know, and there's kind of a protocol down there, and occasionally people get double booked. That happened to me a few times. So it's like you show up for your gig at 11 or whatever,
and you're the one who gets striked.
And someone else is already there
Yeah,
getting ready to play,
exactly.
and it's like, and they're like, oh, sorry, we double booked. It's like,
Okay, I guess that's all right. Have a good night, man.
yeah, just paid to park, just paid to walk. It's like, geez. So that wasn't really my scene, but it's definitely a cool thing to go down there and check it out. I mean, I don't even drink, so
Yeah.
it's
So
not like I'm going to go hang out in
You
a
didn't go
bar.
down there to do anything but learn and expand
learn,
your...
sing, play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason I would really go in a bar, is to play music.
You might have already answered this. I'm sorry if you did. But how long were you out in Tennessee, in Nashville?
It was just over 2 years, so I moved home I guess it's It was 2017 summer. I was gonna say last summer, but technically that's
it's still last
incorrect.
summer, dude. Until at least March, we're still in
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. What a awesome. Now, you said you had a couple songs. It looks like you brought in a guitar. You're gonna play one here. Now we're going to. Is this still a premiere? Or have you or has this been played? We got a brand new song.
I was gonna kind of leave that up to you. I sent you over that wave file.
Yeah,
of,
and I love the song, by the way.
Yeah,
and I've been listening to a lot of your other stuff lately too, and comparing and pairing them to comparing them. You went really raw and heavy with this last one, man.
Oh yeah. I appreciate you listening, first of all.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
I actually brought a CD I was gonna give you.
Oh,
just to thank you for having me here.
I would love it. Thank you.
But yeah, I did that first album when I was in Nashville and put that out right at the tail end of 2017, and that's available on Spotify and all that. And
nice.
I named it "I Don't Even Drink."
I don't even drink.
Nice.
Nice segue into the album there.
That was the title track, so that's where I went with it. I mean, I have nothing against people that drink. It's just my personal preference. I don't drink. It's not religious based. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't drink either, and it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's just I don't enjoy being sick, and I don't enjoy the way I feel. I have nothing to do morally with anything. It's a health and the way I feel thing afterwards.
That's fair. That's probably about where I'm at as well.
Yeah. So my point of that is I feel you. I know exactly where you're at. Same shoes.
Yeah. So we did that album, and I liked it a lot. I mean, but I'm more excited about this one I'm working on.
So this is one track off of...
Yeah, so the song I sent you, it's called Stop This Divide, and I wrote it while I was in Nashville and just kind of sat on it for a few years. I mean, it was one of the first songs I wrote. And
really? So it's not even a new song. It's an old song.
It'll be new to
that you're releasing new.
It's not new to me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
I kind of sat on it for a while because I felt like it's very risque almost with some of the things I'm discussing in the song.
Oh man, we're gonna touch on that. But
yeah, just I felt like the country was kind of getting divided, and this was 2 or so years ago.
Before it was so
like
obvious.
A lot more elevated now.
Bad. And what a great time to release this song, dude. Because seriously, this is. Oh man, I get angry just thinking about it.
Yeah,
seriously.
Well, regardless of what side people sit on, I personally don't like that there's sides.
Sides, period. Exactly.
But
that's what's causing the problems is the sides. We're not working together.
My thought with the song was something that wouldn't offend anybody, but also kind of discussed everything.
Yeah, and got your point across.
You know, I mentioned quite a few religions in the song, and I mentioned that we need to stop this. We need to come together. We need to come together and stop this divide, basically. So, I played it for my producer here and just asked him, like, do you think this is too risque? Would that be? And he enjoyed it a lot. And my other friend, Carver Lewis, another local musician out here, was like, dude, I think you should cut that. I really like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. It's a great song.
So we did, and it's finished up. We're still finishing up the rest of the tracks for the album. We're looking at probably a March release for this whole thing. But this one's done, so...
You don't have like a specific date that you're just hoping.
No,
you're hoping for March. March is the goal right now.
Well, originally I had thought January, but we kind of took a little more time on a couple of these number 4 and 5 tracks on this album, so there'll be 6 total. Stop This Divide was the second one we did. I released the single already. It's available on Spotify. It's called Cool Cool.
Oh, okay. So that's a single off of the album coming. Okay,
so that'll
cool.
be on there. I wrote that with Carver Lewis. I might name drop him a lot.
Hey, do it, man. And you actually just told me he's doing something tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, Carver Lewis, he's playing out at the break.
I mean, this isn't going to be on until the day after this happens, but hey, let's throw out what Carver Lewis does for a minute.
Yeah, it's all right. He's a good friend of mine, and we co-wrote the Cool Cool song, and he's featured on it and background vocals on it, and so...
He's your partner in crime with some music
He really
stuff.
is
That's
out here.
cool.
He's a lot younger than me. I'm 28. He's 21. But when it comes to music, age doesn't really make a difference.
It doesn't, dude. Especially nowadays, man. I'm coming across some 17-year-olds that have, I hate to say it, but more talent than I have now.
Oh yeah.
After 20 years of playing,
There's...
it's just like they're just. It's just like it's just. It must be the hormones in the milk doing that to him too.
I don't know what it is.
It's just like all of a sudden everyone's like a freaking genius. Dude.
Very talented young kids these days. So anyway, but we're looking forward to the album, and yeah, I'm aiming for March now. I think that'll give me enough time to get it out there, and you got to put it in the stores, and iTunes takes like 3 or so weeks to get it up. Because I have to review everything.
Yeah.
So
you hope you're aiming for March, but you're still not 100% on that. Either way, either way, it's gonna be within probably no later than April.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll get it out there for sure. Okay. I mean, we're finishing up tracks 4 and 5, and then we got to do 6, and that's all there is. There's 6. So
now, did you do? I don't know if you want to name. I mean, I'm sure it won't hurt anything. But this producer you work with, do you work at a certain studio? Where do you do your own mixing and recording? Or?
So my good friend Trevor Price, he runs his own studio. It's like a Murray Salt Lake border, I guess. It's right off of State Street in like 3700 South. And
what's the name of the studio? The
studio, when I first started going there, was called Stone Angel, but Trevor actually just bought it from the previous owner, who's relocated to Nashville. Mm-hmm. And so he's renamed the studio to The Lounge.
The Lounge.
The Lounge Studios.
Nice.
And
I like to get this out there because a lot of music people in Utah listening. It'd be good
and Trevor would love, more musicians coming and giving him business. Obviously, he enjoys doing it. He does a lot of religious music, because that's kind of big out here. Obviously, we're in Utah, and that was what the previous owner specialized in. He was good at, piano, and he would kind of do that religious stuff. Trevor will do anything, and I was actually the first country person to work with Trevor.
Oh,
so he was kind of excited since he did all his studying in Nashville.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'll finally get to do something a little different.
So is it true that out in Nashville, country's kind of the main thing out there?
I'd say
or has that kind of went away a little bit?
For the most part, it is.
For the most part.
It's kind of shifted to this pop country sound at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is
that's kind of where I was going with that, because I've noticed that a lot of songs coming out there now are kind of pop country sounding.
It's very blurred lines out there. So
it's kind of where music's going everywhere right now.
I mean,
they're trying to mash it up and become original.
They're trying to chop away the genres.
Exactly.
There's still a lot of real country singers out there.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's a little bit harder for them to get their stuff played or their stuff on a radio.
That's what this show is all about, man, is for the country artists trying to keep that old school sound going. I love this song. Let's get it on really quick and
let's do it.
Get it played. Anything else you want to say about it before I throw it on?
No,
all right.
Just
cool.
I took a little bit more of a risk with it. It's very more rock based than what I normally do.
Yes, it is.
But I enjoy it, so hopefully folks enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure they will. All right, let's throw it on. This is Skylar Geer. It's called Stop This Divide. It's coming off his new album. Enjoy.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Some folks say I can't be successful in this country, all because my beliefs don't match those that inspire me. Well, isn't that what makes the USA the place? Different walks of life with different thoughts on things.
We've got agnostic, atheists, and Buddhists too.
Catholics, Christians, Hindus, and Jews. If we were all the same, we'd all be screwed.
That's the beauty of freedom, is we get to choose.
Welcome to the land of opportunity, where if you want to make a stand, you ain't just do it peacefully. That's what makes this country so damn great. It's time to stop with all this divide in the United States. I've seen black dogs, white dogs, even some blue. Tall dogs, short dogs, you catching my groove. I got a buddy who's Jewish, a buddy who's black,
a buddy who got out of jail for dealing some crack.
The point of the story is it don't matter. It's time we come together and stop this chatter. Welcome to the land peacefully. 'Cause that's what makes this country so damn great.
It's time to stop with all this divide in the United States. We could use a little more love and a lot less hate.
It's time to stop with all this divide, don't discriminate. Welcome to the land of opportunity. Wherever you want to make a stay, yeah, just do it peacefully. That's what makes this country so damn great. It's time to stop with all this divide in the United States.
Sit back, relax, make a friend, and drop the hate.
We share this big old country, the USA.
Some folks say I can't be successful in this country, all because my beliefs don't match those that inspire me.
Please.
Love it. Wow. That's awesome, Skylar. Seriously.
Thank you.
So, I gotta ask. You said you wrote this it's been one of the first songs that you've ever written, and was it always that? I, for lack of a better word, I'm going to use the word angry, but I know that's not exactly what I'm trying to reach here. But is that something it turned into? Is kind of the country went into this downward thing, or because I hear real passion in there, like you really are meaning what you're saying about like stop. You really want to stop the divide. You're really one of the people that really want this to stop.
Right.
So back when you wrote this, there wasn't really that. Well, I guess there has been that big of a problem, but just not this big of a problem. So I'm just curious if the song has evolved since you first wrote it. That's where I'm going.
I think it has. I guess being in Nashville when our current president was just getting going, I just kind of saw a difference because in Nashville, I mean, most of the people aren't from Nashville, but being there and I was working, you're dealing with actual locals. If you're down in Nashville and you're singing, whatever, you're going to deal with everyone. But out in the outskirts where I was working, and you're dealing with people that are locals and they're all very happy. But then I get it on Facebook, like at night, and I'm seeing everyone from here, my hometown, and it's the exact opposite. It's like, huh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why? Like, I just thought it was so intense then. Like, geez, you know, everyone over here is pretty excited, but everyone over there, not so much.
Yeah.
And the song just kind of came from there, and then I kind of buried it for a while. And when I moved back, I brought it back up because
it's one of those things that sounds like it needed to be buried because this is an epic comeback, man. I mean, not a comeback, but an epic new album. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, for a single, I mean, like I said, I've listened to, I would guess, most of your other stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff hidden here and there that I haven't seen, but I've listened to most of your other stuff, and this is just on a different level. So it's really cool.
Well, I
It's really
appreciate
cool.
that, but it felt like the right time. And
Now, is the rest of the album going to, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Is the rest of the album going to be sticking to this feeling, or are you going to is this kind of just, or is that something you don't really want to reveal at this time?
No, it's okay. It's that's probably the most rock oriented of the.
So it's not like a whole change of sound on the whole album.
No,
it's kind of just you just took a turn with that song a little bit.
I think the production.
I think it was a good turn too. It was awesome. No,
well, I
for
think
real.
the production on this entire album will be a lot better than the first. I think the first was just fine, but I learned a lot more since then. And this producer may or may not know more than the previous. I don't know. But I'm more comfortable with him. The first album, I did it in a week.
Oh, really? How many tracks are on that one?
There's 8.
Oh, you did 8 tracks in a week, huh?
So
Wow.
2 of them were already done before that week, though. So I did those 2 just at a separate studio. So technically did 6. At a 515, I did those 2. And then I met this other guy. He runs County Q Studios in Nashville, Paul Schulten. And I think he did a hell of a job. But like I said, we did it in a week. So I had just moved home, and I flew back, and we just knocked it out in a whole week. So it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We've got the musicians in, and we're doing every single song.
Wow.
And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it was like vocals and editing, and we had a lot to do in a small time frame. And then after I left, he did all his mixing and whatnot. But it was somewhat rushed in a way. I mean, you can do an album that way, which I did.
Oh yeah, there's albums that were made in 2 weeks that are classics.
But I feel like I didn't personally have the time to sit down and analyze every little bit. I just kind of let him go with it.
No, okay.
Whereas
let him do his producer thing.
Right. Where with this producer is my friend, and we've been working on this almost a year now. So it's like little bits at a time, and every little thing is analyzed, and
you feel a little more comfortable asking him to be more patient with you than you did the guy that you weren't such close friends with.
We're not in a rush.
Yeah. And you're not out of town doing it.
Right.
You're home doing it.
Yep. So we can kind of take our time, and I don't know. Think I've expanded his producing boundaries just because he's never done a full country record before.
Absolutely. I'm sure you have. That was probably a challenge for him that he has willingly accepted and is probably enjoying, because he did an awesome job on that song. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and he does all the mixing, producing, everything. Most of the musicians are my friends.
I was just going to ask, do you have a band, or is it something that you hire musicians to do? Or
yeah, we just got musicians for it. I don't personally have my own band that I go and play with or nothing. I did when I was in Nashville, but they're still there. So
got a car in the house. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard
anyway,
so
yeah, go ahead.
Like my friend Trevor that produces this, he has a friend. His name's Randall. He goes by RK, who plays drums on all of Trevor's projects. And so he's like, when we first got going, he's like, do you have a drummer? I'm like, I could find one. I could reach out to somebody in Nashville. He's like, well, I've got a guy we could use. His name's RK. He's pretty good. I'm like, all right, I'm up to it. And this was when we did Cool Cool, which was the first track we did. And so he brings in Randall, and I thought we just hit it off immediately. He loved my sound. He did his homework. He listened to my other stuff. He's like, this is awesome. Normally we're just doing religious tunes. I love country, so I am down with this. And he just started playing, and I'm just kind of watching him, through the producer window, and he's in the big room. And I'm like, yeah, that's the guy. We're using him on every track. And I thought he's done a great job, especially on that Stop This Divide track.
There is nothing in that recording that says amateur anywhere, dude. So I know for a fact you dealt with a real pro on that song, because that's one of the better recordings I've heard a local artist release, to be honest with you.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's such a good sounding. So now you brought your guitar. Yeah. You're gonna jam us a little tune here, which is exciting as heck. Tell us a little bit about the song you're gonna play for us.
Well, I was going to kind of ask you what I should play. We just played that. I mean, I'm open to doing a cover, or I'm open to doing another one of my
What was
tracks.
That video? You probably don't remember the name, but we just watched a video where you were doing a song live, and I think it was the only song you posted. Do you remember we were watching that the other day? It's one of the very. Oh, and first off, before I forget, do you have you have shows coming up you want to announce as well?
I don't actually.
You
at
don't
the
have
moment.
anything right
Nothing,
now. Okay.
Nothing. I've just kind of been
doing the
hunkered
recording
down
thing
in the studio.
Yeah.
So I've just been telling people I'm a studio singer at the moment.
Sweet, but
my friend Carver's playing, and he usually pulls me on stage. But
cool. And I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be a little bit of showboating after the album release. I'm sure.
I'm gonna try and get a show
for sure
when that is ready to come out for sure.
Yeah, keep us posted on that, man. I want to go check you out.
All right.
So, oh man, I definitely don't want to ask you to do a cover. I want to hear one of your things. So,
okay, yeah.
So
happy to
play us something beautiful, man. That's my only request.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah. So, all right, we are going to here. Do you got anything off the top of your head right now? You want? Okay, what song are we going to hear?
I think I'll do another one on the new record coming out.
Perfect.
It's probably the most
I was actually going to ask you that, but I didn't want to jump boundaries and be like, play us another new song that isn't
No,
released.
you're good. It's probably the most, I would say, radio-friendly of the bunch.
Cool.
Like, Stop This Divide is cool and rocking, and I think it's something that needs to be heard, but I don't know that that's something the radio would air. Maybe.
These days it
Cable
might.
93 actually played one of my songs from the previous record. And
So you've got an actual airplay out here on,
a
on
little
cable.
bit, a
That's
little
cool.
bit. They
Nice.
played one track a little over a year ago, and then when I put Cool Cool out, they played Cool Cool on air. Travis Moon and Cable 93.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll try and bug them again once this is all done and tell them to pick their favorite
You
of the
should.
bunch. But I think this song called My Guitar, production-wise anyway, is going to be the most radio-friendly sounding, kind of that. It's definitely country. I mean, I've got a dobro player on it. The lyrics are pretty country. But, you know, there'll be a little bit of a dollied up on the drums. And
Sweet. So okay. So there'll be like other. Are
Little
you
bit.
planning on having other musicians on the whole album with you, or is that?
Well, yeah. So RK Randall, he does all the drums. Trevor does all the producing, but he also does a little rhythm guitar and kind of percussion, like a shaker or a tambourine and whatnot. But then one of my good friends, one of the best friends I made in Nashville, Parker Daniel, he's still out there, and he's played the lead guitar on every single track on this album. And he's pretty good. I might not be able to use him much longer because he's going on tour with William Michael Morgan, who's kind of a big deal, and they're opening up for Alan Jackson this year. So, I mean, Alan's a
They're
legend.
opening up for Alan Jackson.
Right.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
on their way. They're on their way to something big. Then if they're opening
he's
up for Alan
kinda-
Jackson.
Yeah, he's damn good. That's all I can say.
Nice.
And then Trevor has another friend named Ryan Tilby who does the banjo and the dobro, and he's down in St. George. So
Cool.
that's pretty much every musician we've used. So kind of a small little group, but
Nice. Now, when you go do live shows, do you just play by yourself, or do you have some of these people come with you?
for the most part, Randall has played with me a couple times, just like on the cajon drum. I played with Parker
Oh,
a
man.
bunch when I was in Nashville.
The cajon drum would sound awesome on some of your songs. That'd be,
Oh, yeah.
I bet that
Yeah,
sounds
they're
great.
fun live. I might have to
Yeah.
cut a video or something of one of these songs with just some cajon and acoustic.
Yeah, I strongly I advocate that one for sure. All right, man. Let's hear this. What'd you say it was called? My Guitar.
My Guitar.
Let's hear it.
All right.
All right.
This rundown guitar won't run no more. You can't write a song like it could be before. It's hard to find those words that haven't been said by someone whose heart wasn't left for dead. I don't know what she's been doing since she ripped my heart out. I don't care what guy she's been with, driving all over this town. Sometimes this pencil decides to stop, but that's just fine, 'cause my guitar, sometimes it talks. Yeah, sometimes it talks. I've been there before, almost went back, despite the fact she left it black. Miss Cold and Blue, you know who, the one that said, honey, I love you, such a lying fool. I don't know what she's been doing since she ripped my heart out. I don't care what guy she's been with, driving all over this town. Sometimes this pencil decides to stop, but that's just fine, 'cause my guitar, sometimes it talks. Yeah, sometimes it talks. always told me that she loved me. Well, I guess she was lying. It's just me and my guitar, and her strings are crying. I don't know what she's been doing since she ripped my heart out. I don't care what guy she's been with, driving all over this town. Sometimes it's been so, decides to stop. Well, that's just fine, 'cause my guitar sometimes it tones. Yeah, sometimes it tones. Sometimes it tones.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. That was so good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I am honored to have that recording. Seriously.
Oh.
That was so that
Well, I'll
yeah.
have to,
now I want you to play
get it.
7 more, man. Will you do that for Oh man. That's
I appreciate it.
No, for reals. All right, we are out of time here, Skylar. Dude, thank you so much for coming out and doing this, man.
I really appreciate you having me.
No,
This has been fun.
it was, the pleasure was all ours, man. And anything new you have coming out, when this album does drop, when you get shows going, please keep me posted. I'll advertise whatever you need me to advertise. I'll play all your songs, and you're more than welcome to come back here whenever.
All right, man.
Cool.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I would just say, keep track of my Instagram and
I will.
Facebook. And
I will.
I try to post more on Facebook, but I tend to do more on Instagram.
You know, I'm starting to. I haven't broken into that genre yet. I've stuck with Facebook, but dude, it's such
Yeah.
a thorn in my side. I hate Facebook, man.
It-
It's like you try.
Yeah.
It's like. You try to do something and you get a bunch of drama out of it, and it's just like I can see how you can avoid that with Instagram. So I think I might actually go try
yeah, well,
that.
I think it's just more, cuts right through with
Exactly,
Instagram. It's like, here's
exactly.
my picture, here's
the
what's going
point.
on, the
Exactly.
end, and I can put a little message on there in the caption, and it is what it is. So.
Yeah, I think I need to go the way of the smart people and stop using Facebook for all my advertising needs.
Well, get on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I'll give you a follow.
Sweet.
So,
all right, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Again, Skylar, thank you so much for coming out.
thank you.
Skylar Geer, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, because wow, that was an experience. to be
Stop
had.
this divide, people.
Do it.
Get it. It's coming out in March. Follow
Yeah.
me on Instagram. Keep track.
And yeah, where is that? Is that song going to be available now? Or is that just something that we played here and it's not quite available
That's
yet?
just an exclusive for right here with Kip
Sweet.
Co.
Look at that.
Get a nice insight on the inside information on everything.
So
But-
it's not available yet, people.
No,
All right.
it's not. It's not available.
But-
You'll have to wait till
Yep.
March.
We will let you know.
I'll try and
when
do
it
a
is.
pre-order a couple weeks before, but
Nice. Yeah, and like I said, anything you need help with, man, let me know and we will help you. All right, we are out of time. Skylar, thanks again for being here.
thank you.
And we are done. Next week, we have Damn Dirty Vultures, so tune in. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.
The Kip and Company, the Kip and Company, the Kip and Company, the Kip and Company, Entertainment Talk Show.